All right, now let's unwrap this thing. Now we could put the unwrap below the turbo smooth, and it would be simpler that way. But there's a certain amount of stretching that's going to occur, and things that you like if you wanted an insignia or something to be round, it's going to look oval, and then you'd have to do a lot of tweaking. I mean, you could still do it, but you'd have to do a lot of adjusting on your Photoshop file to get it to look right. And probably easier just to put it on top. Okay, so you know, I'm not in any sub-object selection here. I'm up to the turbo smooth, and I go to my modifier list, and I go to unwrap UVW. Okay, and let's go in here and see what it's doing. Okay, just a bunch of junk showing on there. So I think what I'll do is unwrap all the wings because they'll all be planar, right? And then the remainder will be the fuselage, which I'll do in cylindrical unwrap on. And I want that way I won't have to go and select the cylinder, which would be kind of complicated, or the fuselage or the body of it. All right, so let's see here. What do we got? Let's go and work with this. Do the big wings first. Now here's a case where I think normally we've always been turning off ignore back facing, but you know, if I do the whole thing, it's gonna, and then I do planar, whatever's on the top is also gonna be on the bottom, and it's gonna be backwards on one of them, right? So I want ignore back facing on in this situation. Okay, so I'm gonna select all the polygons in the wing right up to the edge there, like that, the top of the wing, and then control, and get these ones here. All right, looks good. So let's hit planar. All right, and there's some wings showing up, and I have to turn off planar, don't forget that, and move this on. And move this on down, and then, oops. I go back and forth from Photoshop so much, I always want to push the space bar down to move stuff, like you can in any Adobe thing. And then pushing the space bar down in 3ds Max is not very useful. It locks your current selection, and this little yellow padlock will come on. And then if you don't figure that out, you can't figure out why you can't deselect or do anything. It's really annoying. Anyway, so here's this wing, and it's obviously shorter than the actual wings on the plane are. So we'll just go to checker pattern here so we can see it on the plane, and just start scaling this thing horizontally until this is very sticky sometimes, until those guys get square. Okay. All right, let's do the bottom of the plane. Let's see. If I go to top, I should be able to go to bottom, and wait a minute. Let's get rid of these planes here. We don't need these anymore. Right click, hide selection. Okay, that's better. All right, we're looking at this guy from the bottom. Polygon. Remember, make sure you're getting the polygons in the unwrap UVW, not down here in the editable poly, right? And make sure you go around the ends. Don't do this. You know, you got to get those little end bits too. Right up to there. And then control and right here. Okay, so that should be the bottoms. And we're going to do planar on those, right? Turn off planar. Move them down. And just scale them horizontally to the same as the other ones. And what happened to my checker pattern? There we go. Okay. So we got the wings looking pretty good. let's do one of these. Let's see how this works. Let's do one of these. Or these. You know, if I do them planar right on that axis, right? If I'm in the top viewboard, right? And if I do them planar like this, and if I want to put some insignia on there, it's going to be somewhat smeared because, you know, the planar is looking down like this and the wings are at an angle like that. So it's not optimal. That's if I was trying to do both of them at once. Let's try to do one at a time and maybe we'll see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. So I'm going to select this guy here. Okay, and if I do planar, I'm going to hit fit. And then I'm going to rotate the gizmo to more or less match. Like that. Okay, and go here, and let's pull it out. Maybe I'll scale both of them at the same time so to make it more consistent. All right, so then back to this one. I got too much there. Remember, make sure you go around that tip. Okay, and planar and fit. And let's look at it in the side view. Let's rotate this guy. I think I should go like that. And I'm going to hit fit again. Turn off planar and move this guy out. Ooh, looks like I screwed something up, right? They're not the same. They should be the same size. And maybe it should be, maybe it's a matter of it being X, Y. Maybe I need to put my glasses on. Sorry, I'm mucking around here, just trying to figure out like which way is, it might depend on which one I started from. All right, let's try this. Yeah, I must have on the first one. I think I didn't. Maybe I didn't say fit again after I rotated it. Okay. So anyway, let's try the bottom and we'll see what happens here. All right. Actually, go back to the bottom viewport. Alt W to make it bigger. And I'm going to take this one here. Actually, I'm going to zoom in. Planar. Huh. Seems to have fit right on there. So I'm just going to turn off planar and move that down. These angled wings should be the hardest ones. Then I'm going back to the bottom viewports and select this one. I make sure you don't get any of the fuselage, right? You just get, but you get all of the body of the thing, body of the wing. I mean, all right. hit this thing. Okay, that's obviously not right, so I'm going to hit fit. Now I got to rotate it. And let's see. Okay, so those look pretty good. Now let's select all of these wings. Whoops. Okay, you could do select by element and that wouldn't happen, but anyway. Oh, I want them both selected. What am I doing? All right, so now I'm going to scale them horizontal. Actually, let's scale them down because they're way huge first. And then scale them horizontally. Okay, so they're still the checkboxes compared to the main wings are still smaller. It's not critical this particular part, but you want them to. It's better if everything's kind of the same size. So if I make them smaller, something like that. An error has occurred and the application will now close. Do you want to attempt to save a copy of the current scene? Okay. All right, I'm going to pick this up in a moment here.